Hello, and welcome, friends. First, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's been a new subscriber to the channel. It's awesome to see the community growing, and we're on our way to 1,000 subs. That would be fantastic. Today, I'm bringing you your top 4 vintage basketball cards to buy right now before the value skyrockets. Number 4 is going to be the 1987 Fleer set. I know that's not a card like individually, but it's a group of cards. But you really want to pick up this set. Right now, the prices are just starting to go up. People are realizing as 1986 Fleer gets more and more expensive, and that set is not going to go down in value anytime soon. That is like gold, essentially. You know, we're looking at gold here. So you also buy the 1987 set because people are starting to turn towards that a little bit. You're seeing spikes with cards like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. As we know, the Michael Jordan is going to be the most expensive guy there. And, you know, the set doesn't really have a lot of good rookies. It's got a lot of good second year cards, and it is not that attractive, to be honest with you. The card face is like gray. It's not that bad looking, to be honest. I do like the way that the team names look on them. We're going to take a look in a little bit here at some of them, but yeah, so 1987 Fleer, because everybody's turning their attention towards that, as well as the 1986 set, and cards like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird specifically. You also want to pick up any of the other stars there, Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, specifically the Barkley card's going for like $15 raw now or something, and just a couple months ago that was like a $2 or $3 card. So over time, you know, when we're looking at investments, yes, we're day trading all these rookies and all these guys. We want to get them for $3 and sell them for 30, or get them graded and sell them for 300, and that's great. That's part of what we're doing here to make money. But the other part is the rock hard investments, the things that are just going to go up slowly over time, that have a stronger floor. I mean, you buy a Daniel Jones rookie card for $75 Prism. If he has a shitty football year, that's going to be a $30, $20, $10 card. It's going to tank. You guys have already seen it starting to happen with Russell Westbrook. His entire game was the reason why the Rockets lost, and you know, I'm a Westbrook fan. What am I doing? I'm holding my Westbrook rookie cards. I'm actually trying to buy more because I believe that Westbrook can come out of this funk, because I believe he still has the skill. I believe that he could play another 8 years in this league and still be a contributor to a championship team, or at least a championship caliber team, which is what the Rockets are kind of on the verge of. So has he screwed up 2 games lately? Yeah, he's been real bad. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, that's why when he made a 3 the other night, he was like King Kong, beating his chest and swearing at children. But that's what you do when you hit a 3 and you haven't in 10 years, man. It felt good. The hell with children. I don't know what he's thinking. I just know that he's got the skill. It's there. It's in there, man. It's just like Superman when he was like in the bar and he like flicked the peanut at the mirror and he broke it. He was just bizarro at the time. And then he went into the trash yard where the acid pit was and he fought himself. And he came back. And that's what Russell Westbrook is going through right now. I know we're not supposed to be talking about him. It's just an aside. But so hold your Westbrook cards. Look for the others. I'll show you guys my recent purchases in a little while here. And you'll see that I got a Russell Westbrook rookie card pretty cheap just last night. So that's number 4. We're looking for 1987 Fleer cards because they are on the rise, specifically Stars Hall of Famers. I'm targeting Magic Johnson and Larry Bird more than other players because those guys are about to blow up. One of the main reasons why, well, not necessarily blow up, but they're going to increase in value steadily over time. And you have the Magic Johnson documentary that's going to come out in 2021, and that is sort of the target event and or the pinnacle of where we believe the value will get to its highest point. So that is going to be the peak, and that is where we will try to sell the cards off. Might sell a little bit here and there if it keeps going up as we go. It kind of depends on the price situation. We'll feel it out. But yes, Magic Johnson, and then his rival for that entire time was Larry Bird. And those are 2 guys that haven't really had focus on them in the modern day of the COVID collectible era, as you want to say. So that's going to be the first thing. Number 3, we're looking at 1986 Fleer, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Now, these are very, very expensive cards. I mean, but the problem is that you can still find value in the raw cards. So that's what I'm really looking for. I'm going to camp eBay to try to find raw cards in excellent condition to send into grade, because the difference, the disparity is amazing. If you can get a raw Magic Johnson that you think will grade an 8 or a 9, a 9 sells for like $400 or $500. I just sold an 8 because I have multiples. I have like 2 or 3 3 of these Magic Johnsons at PSA in 8 or 9 condition, and then I had 2 8s, but one was in an older case, and it's centered nicely, but, you know, you got to liquidate a little bit sometimes to keep going. So I had one Magic Johnson up for auction. It ended yesterday for $160 in a PSA 8. And that's when I was like, man, that's crazy. It had almost 50 watchers. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't have sold that. Well, I'm going to keep this other 8. I'm going to keep that, take that out of the case or whatever. And I'm going to keep the other ones perhaps that I have at PSA. We're going to see how that flies. But yeah, we're looking to you know, sort of aim towards that Magic Johnson documentary. 86 Fleer, it's going up. The trick there is not to buy the graded cards, because the cards that are already graded have way too much attention on them. But a lot of people don't want to go to the trouble of getting the cards graded. So if you can find the people that are posting the graded card or the raw cards in really nice condition for not the right price. I mean, they're not pricing versus the PSA grade that card might get. So that's what the people that are looking for are looking for. they're looking for that good condition to pick that card off and then send it in to get graded. And that's what we're doing. And you can go for all the other stars too. Obviously Jordan's rookie, whatever, we're just on a side. Clyde Drexler, Karl Malone, all those guys have seen their prices increase in that set, but I'm specifically targeting Magic Johnson and Larry Bird because they're two of the best players of all time. Their cards are still reasonably priced, and you can get them raw. People make the mistake of posting them for not the right price versus the condition. So you're looking for mistakes to capitalize on. You can pick up the sticker cards too. Those are also nice. Number 2, 1981 tops, and we're looking at Magic Johnson and Larry Bird specifically here because this is each of their individual first card without having the other people. So obviously you know that you have the rookie card in 1980. It's got Julius Erving, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. I really missed out not getting those PSA 7s for like 800 or 900 a number of months ago, where I was going to be targeting that card, and I just never ended up pulling the trigger, and I really wish that I had. Now they're like 2 to 5 or 2 to 3K in that. I was going to say 2,500, 3K in that range. And man, so the next best thing is their first card of them individually alone, and that is going to be 1981 tops. And they're really good looking cards, and they're tough to get. It's a really tough set for centering and for condition. I mean, it is tough. So you're going to have to hunt out there, and I'm going to show you guys what I've got set up, what I like to call camping, essentially just really hunting and hammering away at eBay until we find those raw specimens to get them graded. And I don't know who else is in that set. I'd have to do some more research, but these cards are starting to go for a very pretty penny, and it is essentially, I know it's their second year card, but it's their first card with them individually. And some people don't like those 3-person cards, even if it's all 3 of those massive stars. So that's number 2. And number 1, you guys might find this surprising, 1972 tops Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This, I believe, is value-wise, it's like the sneakiest, but I mean, people know about it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is one of the best players of all time. His resume is insane. Andy was a Laker, super popular guy. He's not like Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan has a massively amazing resume. I mean, his resume is crazy, but not a lot of people are into him. He was quiet, didn't really grind the media thing. He wasn't really flashy. He was just chilling. He was just Tim Duncan. He was just a businessman in there, and he was amazing. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he's got a little bit more flash. He fought Bruce Lee. How many people can say they fought Bruce Lee in a movie? Not many. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had a big old stinky foot, 8 feet long. Shit looked like I don't even know. It looked like a javelin or something. Like, what is that? Is it a horse? No, it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's about to kick Bruce Lee in the face with his javelin leg. So Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 1972 tops. The reason why I like that one is because it's his first card with the name Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and that's what everyone knows him as. You could say Lou Alcindor to somebody, and if you're into basketball, you know that's Kareem. But if you're not into basketball, they're like, what? Stink face. Huh? Who the hell is Lou Alcindor? What do you mean? So really, you want to get this 1972 tops card. We're going to bring you guys over to my main screen now to show you. I've got some searches up for this stuff. Whoosh, magic. There's the main screen. And what I do is I put in the name of the set that I want, and then in parentheses, I put all the names of the players that I want, separated by a comma, and then I minus all of the things that I do not. So we want to subtract reprint, we want to subtract 1986, so we don't get any 86, 87 listings, and I subtracted 9091 because some chump put a bunch of different years on a bunch of cards, and it just annoyed me. So once you have this set up, you have buy it now and newly listed, and you hit search. So when this comes up, you can see right now that this Larry Bird just came up for $40, and I have one up for sale right now at auction that is already at that price, and it's probably going to go a little bit higher. So the Larry Bird isn't as desired as the Magic Johnson. Like if you're picking up both of these players, you definitely want to target Magic Johnson first, but this would not be a bad pickup. So again, like I said, we're looking for human mistakes. We're looking for prices that are too low on cards that we can get graded, or we're looking for graded cards that are not a high enough price or whatever. We're just looking for human mistakes mostly. So like I wouldn't be buying this Michael Jordan sticker raw for $75, etc., etc. That's not what we're looking for. I'll show you guys what we are looking for with the stuff that I have purchased recently. And then the next thing is you want to look up lot, because getting a bunch of cards, a bunch of stars in a lot would be great. And again, buy it now, newly listed is going to allow you to see the listings before other people. And if you have it set up with all these, so you just essentially camp out, right? We're just hanging out, got a marshmallow, good right there. We're going to just camp out and see if we can find these. So, you know, maybe every hour, I mean, I'm doing work on the internet, I'm posting stuff on eBay, I'm researching cards, I'm looking for cards. I'm just going to come back here and hit this every now and again and see what new listings there are. And if I'm lucky, hopefully there'll be something there that I can pick off before other people do. So what is this? This is Barkley and Olajuwon for 17 and change. Probably not a deal. You never know what you're going to find in here, you know? There's like, you know, Jordan, 2 of those, not really that great. Here's a dude that wants 109. Oh, this is a 12 card lot. Okay, so here's a rule of thumb. If you guys are selling things on the internet, put every piece of every single item that's for sale in your lot in the first picture. Now look at this. I see Magic Johnson. I see $109. I immediately pass it by. Why? Because that's what the brain does. The brain's going quickly. The brain is scanning for information. It's looking for price and card, and it looks and it sees one Magic Johnson, a crazy price, and it goes. What you see over here, though, right at the end, it says 12 card lot. So if there was like a Jordan stuck in here, maybe this would be worth it in a 12 card lot. We got Dominique Wilkins, AC Green, that's trash, Ron Harper, Patrick Ewing, Isaiah Thomas, a really bad Magic Johnson. I mean, we're not going to get this lot anyway, but that's kind of the rule of thumb. So make sure you guys can search for lot as well. I'm looking at 1988 Fleer as well, because 1988 Fleer has a lot of good rookies. It's got John Stockton, who has recently had a resurgence in popularity. PSA Collector really likes him. I already have 2 Stockton rookies at PSA. He's in a trap song. One of the members of our community pointed out, and that was great because I didn't know that. I was hunting around. I was like, what the hell is John Stockton? What is Stockton doing? And it's not, you know, anything other than all of these things added up equals hype. So we're looking for a little bit of 1988 as well, which wasn't on the list. 1986 Fleer, same sort of thing. You guys can also click auction and ending soonest so that you can see what auctions are ending and follow them and try to spike some auctions, because auctions are generally almost always cheaper. So look at this, 1986-87 Fleer, and he only wants $15. And this might be sold by the time we get there, but then we got to look at it and see what kind of grade we think it is. So I'm looking at this card, and if you just wanted a copy of this card, this wouldn't be bad. But to me, it looks like about a PSA 5. The centering is not bad, but look at that top right corner. It's all dinged up. Then we check out this bottom corner, the whitening around the edges. I mean, yeah, this is definitely a copy for a dude that just wants a copy of the card, and $9 and $5 shipping. You know, obviously $5 shipping is insane, but yeah, this is not a bad copy of this card for this price. The pictures are awful, but what are you going to do? So I would just be scrolling here, looking for good deals, essentially. 1981 top, same thing, and just try to find a good deal. Like, there's one right there. First solo card, $99. I think that might be a little bit too much for us to go for raw, unless it's in extremely nice condition. So it looks like it's got the standard print defects. These are notorious for print defects in 81 tops. So you're going to still have to accept a print defect on a card in a lot of situations. And then the centering is decent here. A little bit off, obviously, but again, the centering is really bad, really tough in these old sets, specifically this one. I think $99 is not great, but since it's at auction, it's definitely one you want to watch, because I'd certainly pay $20-some for it for sure. And then when you look at the results, look at this guy, $4,000. Okay, buddy. Some people are delusional. Now, this is a good listing right here. You've got a bunch of them, 10 of them, and they're all in pretty nice condition from what I saw. And you want 600, which is $60 a piece, and that's too much. I would probably buy this lot for $250 or $300, try to get them for $25 or $30 a piece. But again, if they're in that nice a shape, then they're probably going to grade pretty well. And if you look at the stuff, let me see, ended recently. We'll just go for auctions and these and see if we can find some nice PSAs. Here's a PSA 9. They took a best offer off of 1900. That's just crazy, you know. Who knows? That could have been 1300, but nonetheless, it's still a damn fine price in a PSA 9. There's a PSA 8 Larry Bird that went for 400. I mean, if you get a PSA 7, you're probably still getting 120, 130 bucks out of it. So again, you want to try to find these cards right around that $30 range, and then you can profit off of either an economy submission for 20 bucks or a bulk submission for $10. Either one would be reasonable. So these are two guys that we're definitely going to want to see, because as soon as that documentary comes out, I believe they'll go up anyway. But when that hits, and you're going to just see nothing but Magic Johnson, and they're going to be talking a lot about his rivalry with Larry Bird. So this is something that you definitely want to exploit. And it's a nice aside from all the day trading and all the craziness that's been going on. And yeah, you should be all stocked up on football cards by now. Football starts next week. That's why we're doing another basketball video. We've got football covered and out of the way. You look at the auctions here, and you know that looks pretty decent. 4 hours left. Right now it's at $18. Let's take a look at the corners. A little bit rough. This corner is a little bit soft. And these, oh wow, look at these creases. Didn't even see those. And people are still trying to pay $20 for this card with these creases. And that just goes to show how much interest there is in these two cards specifically. But I do believe they're still at a reasonable price. So I think that if you guys do the hunting and you camp out like I am, you know, if I see you, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock that marshmallow right out of your hand. But yeah, you can still get these cards reasonably priced, and I think they're a very good investment. Because again, you know, the 1980 card with 3 of them is very expensive, and it's out of reach for a lot of people, and a lot of people don't like them little 3-piece cards or whatever, so they're going to be going for these, and they're attractive cards. Like, look at him, he's just literally flying right over the middle, man, singing opera and shit. So the centering is pretty awful on this one. Probably still good enough, but it's barely good enough for a PSA 8. It's unfortunate, but it's probably going to knock this down to PSA 7. And if there's anything else wrong with it, then it's probably going to get a 6.5 or a 6, to be honest with you, any print defects or anything. So I probably would pass on that one. And lastly, so this video is not 70 minutes long, here is the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar that I was talking about. And man, it is tough to find these in good condition. I got 3 of them. If you guys check out my video, it's called $5,000 PSA submission or whatever. That video has the 3 copies of this card that I have in here. I got them for about $55 to $60 a piece, and man, they are nice. It's crazy how nice the ones I found were. But then again, this was back like 2 months ago or something. You know, I sent them in sometime, probably about 2 months ago. I bought them a little bit before that or around that time. So yeah, it's pretty difficult to find this card ungraded and in good condition. But again, buy it now, newly listed. And there is one that I'll show you guys that I'm going for right here. If you go to auction and then you go to ending soonest, you're going to see some people with absurd prices. This guy says PS9 perfect centering. PSA 9 rather. And I don't believe it, you know. Until it's graded, I'm not believing it. And look at these corners on this, the PSA 9. No, sir. I don't think so. This is more like a PSA 6. Got to buy the card and not the grade for sure. But this is the one right here. So this is about what the ones that I have look like. The corners are quite sharp. The centering is nice. Not a lot of print defects. Now that is a beautiful card. There's a tiny bit of chipping around the edges if you guys look real closely, and the corners are just a tiny bit soft. They're still nice. They still have shape. The centering is great. The eye appeal is gorgeous on this card. The back centering is beautiful. You know I'm going to be bidding on this card, and honestly on this copy I'll probably pay 100, maybe a little bit more even at the end of the day, and try to spike it. So that right there, again, you know, it's his first card. It's, whoa, did I just close that whole man, why did I do that? Now I'm looking at Russell Westbrook. All right, I'm gonna have to go back through and redo that entire search. But and here's just the Westbrook search, and you know they're starting to post them a little bit cheaper. But yeah, the first Kareem Abdul-Jabbar named card. So obviously his rookie card's great, but it's pricey and it's out of price for a lot of people, and most people again know him as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So I really do believe that this card being the first it's really got a place in history, and I think that it's going to see more attention in the future. But look at this guy's resume: 19-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, 4 times block champ, 15 times All-NBA. He's got 2 Finals MVPs, 6 MVPs. He was the Rookie of the Year. I mean, whoa, what the hell? And he's a 6-time champ. I mean, there's no better resume, almost no better resume than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, he's just, you know, one of the top 5 dudes. So I believe that picking up that 1972 first year Jabbar is amazing. I mean, look at Larry Bird's stats. He was only a 12-time All-Star, which I find to be relatively surprising, but 2 times Finals MVP, 3-time MVP. I mean, he's got 3-time NBA champ. Obviously, it's not as impressive, but it is still an amazing resume, and he's still one of the best. And he's going to get a lot of attention from that Magic Johnson documentary that's coming out. And more importantly, when we see a lull in the basketball season, when the playoffs are winding down and football's at its peak, people are going to turn towards the vintage stuff because, again, that's the stuff that has the hard floor. That's the rock hard cement floor, and you're not going to really see those cards decrease much in value. There might be small dips here and there, but for the most part, they're going to stay steady. So buying them is not really a loss almost ever, really. I would just get in there because I believe they're just going to keep steadily going up. We've got the 12-time All-Star here as well. Only a 12-time again, man, not 19 like a lot of these other guys. 3-time MVP, 5-time NBA champ, 3-time Finals MVP. I mean, again, massively awesome resume. And these are the guys that you want to be picking up. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's video, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you guys have learned something here. If you have not subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button because we are on our way to 1,000 subs, which would be awesome. Hope you guys have a great Labor Day, and I'm going to catch you on that flip side.